Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Bolger and I'm an independent Scentsy consultant. I am living out here in Hawaii. My husband is in the military, so we are stationed out here on Oahu. We're originally from Wisconsin, and I am coming to you on this video today to show you a grab bag party that I have put together. I know there are a lot of videos out there for grab bag parties, but this one's, it's not crazy different, but it's a little bit different in what in what you can do with it, I guess, than some of the other ones and some of the other videos I've watched. So a little bit about me is that I have two daughters. I have a 17-year-old and a 20-month-old, and I do stay home. We only have one car, so I'm stuck home a lot, and I was a pharmacy technician for 5 years, so this is the first time I've been without like a corporate job. I've always had a corporate job my whole life, so it's been really hard. So Scentsy was a great blessing in my life. In September, I joined, September of this year when they had their anniversary sale, and I joined on a whim because I do go to school online full time and I am really busy. The stay-at-home mom is no joke. Like, I'm really busy because my husband is gone so much. He leaves at 5:15 in the morning and usually doesn't come back till like 6 o'clock at night, and then he goes to bed at like between 8:30 and 9:30 depending on the day. So I'm really busy, and I didn't know anything about Scentsy until this year, where I had seen one friend post about it on her Facebook, but I didn't really like know anything about it. I had never tried it. I didn't know any about their products, like nothing. And when we moved into our new house here, one of the issues we have always run into is we have two dogs. We have two boxers, Elsa and Diesel, and they get stinky because, well, they're dogs and dogs get stinky. So although we have all hardwood floors in our house, our carpets get stinky and our like couches get stinky because they think they own the place. And we just wanted to be able to walk into our house and have like a good smelling house. We have always burned candles, mostly Yankee candles, which of course, you know, excuse me, are expensive. And that's empty. They're expensive. And of course, you know, with a baby and stuff, you don't want candles burning all the time. And like my husband would burn them like constantly. My daughter would burn them constantly in her bedroom, and they always stunk. And then my husband tried the Glade plugins, and those were terrible. And like, we just needed something else. So my husband had actually known about Scentsy long before me, which is kind of interesting. But he was like, well, why not? I joined with the $15 anniversary kit. So he's like, why not? Like, you might as well get it. You get a warmer, the mini warmer, and, you know, one full bar on the testers. And I figured, yeah, okay. I said, we'll get it. Worst case scenario, you know, we'll just order for ourselves and call it a day, because I realistically, I had no interest in making this a business in the beginning. I have tried multiple other direct marketing companies before, and they just were never my thing. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not good at selling things to people. I don't even like offering stuff like at the pharmacy when you're checking out. If like for example, at Walgreens, they have to offer you, you know, this candy. Do you want to buy this candy bar? Like, I even hated doing that. So I really didn't have any interest in making this a business. And then Scentsy showed up at my door, and it was over after that. I fell in love with every single thing I've tried so far has been fantastic. There's only been like 1 scent, there's only been like 1 scent that I, oh my God, that I just don't like. Sorry guys, it's late here. It's 10:24, and this is like my 4th go with this video, and my daughter started crying in between the other one. And because I'm on my iPad, I don't know how to mesh the two together. So we're gonna hope I get through this and she doesn't wake up and start crying, because she's been kind of having a rough beginning part of the evening. And her bedroom is like right next to us, so, or right next to the wall. So anyway, so that's long story short there. I squirrel a lot, sorry guys, just bear with me, and I'm tired, which makes it even worse. So anyway, so here we are in Oahu, and like I said, most of my reach, when I did my launch party, it became clear to me that a lot of the people are not, they're obviously not here in Hawaii. I don't have like any friends here. I have one friend, and she's still stuck on the candle game. I can't get her to get over to Scentsy just yet, so I'm still working on that one. But everybody else is either in Wisconsin or North Carolina or Louisiana, or they just are not here in Kentucky. So I wanted a way to be able to party outside of just having to like Facebook party. And I loved the idea of bag parties and grab bag parties and basket parties and things like that. But because I'm not friends with any of the neighbors just yet, because they're pretty clicky and stick to themselves, that I haven't been able to like infiltrate that little group yet. And there's like 3 Scentsy consultants, including myself, just in our neighborhood alone. Excuse me. And I think there's about 5 on the installation, which on the island of Oahu is not many, but because I'm stuck and confined to this area, that makes it enough to where, I don't want to say it's a cutthroat business because that's not what I mean, but like it's just a little harder because these people have been here. Some of these women have been here longer, obviously, than I have been here. So it just makes it a little harder to branch out and to get your name, you know, to be known as like their Scentsy lady. So I've been trying to work on that a little bit. And on top of it, people have been posting in the marketplace, advertising their business and advertising like scent of the month and like all these stuff we should not be doing anyway. And because I believe in doing the right thing when nobody else is watching, like obviously that's not the right thing to do. So I just want to be more organic with, you know, my business. And it's, you know, the right thing to do and the fair thing to do. So because of that, I wanted to be able to do a bag party through the mail for people who would be willing to do that for me, because I have a lot of busy friends. I have lots of friends who don't have kids and work a lot still. And I watched a lot of YouTube videos, lots of YouTube videos. I've been watching tons of YouTube videos because when I joined, so I joined under a friend, and she had just joined pretty recently as well. Excuse me. She joined pretty recently as well, and I'm not entirely sure what her idea for her business really is, but as I have seen from other people, that it makes it difficult to start your business when your sponsor is not very well informed and isn't like a trainer or isn't training you or anything like that. So thankfully, my director Shelly has been fantastic. I have been asking lots of questions in my Superstar Directors group and have been getting questions answered that way. And I've been watching tons of Chloe Cox. Like, I just love that lady. She is fantastic. If you have not watched any of her YouTube videos, subscribe to her channel and watch her videos and watch her trainings. I mean, that woman kills it. She is so great. So she's been helping me a buttload as well. And I have watched her grab bag party video as well. But hers are mostly for like consultants that are in her area that she can like hand off and like get back. And then I watched another YouTube video. I can't remember the girl's name, but what she does is, so she makes, she puts together this like huge grab bag, puts it in a priority mailer, and then gets a prepaid priority mailer for those people to send that party back to her. So with that being said, that is what I wanted to take out of the middle, was that I didn't want to have my host or hostess have to send the party back to me, especially because if they wanted to hand it off to somebody else, like how long do I let that party bag stay out before I get it back? You know, I mean, like it becomes like a kind of a touch and go, like, okay, well, let's just say in a perfect world, this person gets the party and then they want to pass it off, and then that person finds somebody and they want to pass it off. Okay, so now we're 3 people down, and how long do I let my stuff stay out before I say, hey, I really want this back? You know, and the other thing is, like I said, I'm brand new, so I didn't get like, I couldn't find any really good video on that. I got like little tidbits here and there of how to put like a bag party together, but not how to send one out that didn't like require it to come back. And, you know, so I kind of just made my own and wanted to share that with you in case any of you are in my same position where you want to send bag parties out, but you don't want to have to worry about your host or your hostess having to go through, it's not necessarily a huge hassle, but you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want them to have to do any extra work, because you know what, it's supposed to be fun. and it's supposed to be like, you know, stress-free and things like that. And even though you give them a prepaid mailer, they still have, then they still are now responsible for this package that, you know, you are hardcore invested in, you know, because you probably put testers and things like that in there, or room spray and all this stuff that you want back now. And now, you know, now they have to worry about putting it back in the mail. So I wanted to take that out of it. So I put together a bag party this evening, actually. Hence the reason I'm on here so late, because right now it's 10:30 here and I am like an hour past bedtime. But I wanted to make this video because I was super stoked about it. I was super stoked about how it came together. I was super stoked about how like everything just kind of fit well together. And there were a couple other things I wanted to say that I'm missing now about why I really wanted to do this part, this big party. But anyway, so I will just go ahead and like show you what it looks like. So this is the bag party. Okay, this is everything that's in it and everything that you need. And I am missing actually, I will be putting like a scent circle in here, or a car bar, one of the two. But this is what my bag party looks like. This bag party is not meant to be sent back to me. So if I want to send this to, for example, this one's going to my sister-in-law, for example. So I'm going to send this to my sister-in-law. If she, let's say she didn't want to use like these samples and just wanted to smell them and like whatever, although of course I'd love for her to use them, but if she doesn't and just wants to send, you know, sell them, she just wants to smell them, and then she's going to obviously share it with friends. And let's say someone else wants to take this bag. I have nothing like, there's nothing in here that I would be sad about not getting back, if that makes sense. So what a lot of people were doing in their bag parties is they were putting together this like big trifold or these like makeup bags that are full of testers. And granted, I have the full set of testers here that cost $40 in the Scentsy Success Store, but you know what? I'm brand new, and that $40 is huge to me, because although I've made my money back from my kit, I didn't make much more, you know, for my first month in October, like back from my kit, or October. I'm sorry, excuse me. So that's huge. So I did not want my testers going out and maybe not coming home to me. Like that would be a big deal to me, you know, whereas people who have been in the business for a long time, or maybe at the director spot, or maybe have lots of testers, it maybe not be such a big hit to them, but to me that would be like a big deal. And I just didn't want to risk that. And I hope you don't look at it as being like a selfish thing, because of course, you know, the point is to share it, but I needed to find a more cost-effective way to share the party without like taking too much of a hit on myself being brand new. And if any of you are brand new and are watching this, I'm sure you understand like the same thing. And like I said, with the $15 kit, like I got a mini warmer, some testers, and I got, 5 catalogs, but I didn't get anything else in it. So everything else I've had to buy like out of pocket. And, you know, you've always heard the saying, you gotta spend money to make money. So that's maybe it's kind of like a backwards way of thinking about it. But you know what, like, because my reach is so small currently that I need to be able to branch out, that it doesn't bother me to spend the money right now, because once I have the supplies, I can like get farther with it, if that makes sense. Instead of like, I mean, I have Facebook parties like open right now, but I really wanted to get my reach like farther than just Facebook parties, because we know Facebook parties are a hit or miss, and it's a lot easier to have better parties when people can actually touch things and feel things and smell things and see what they look like. Because, you know, we're visual people, we're hands-on people. I want to physically touch this, you know, and open it and smell everything. And that's really hard to do, you know, on a Facebook party. Like, I can go live and tell you what it smells like, but that's not you smelling it, you know. So this was a big deal. So now that I've said all that, I'm going to show you what's in here. So these, first of all, these clear packages, I was struggling in the beginning sorry guys, I'm reaching down to my drawer here. I was struggling in the beginning to figure out what I want to put it in, because a lot of people were using like really fancy makeup bags or cloth bags or the money bags from the Scentsy Success Store. And sorry, my throat is really dry, and of course I drank all my Crystal Light. So I wanted to do something, and I really liked the idea of those bags, but you know, one of the money bags, I think from the Scentsy Success Store, I can't remember, I didn't buy one. I haven't bought one yet, but I know they're more than I wanted to spend, like, because I wasn't getting this back. So that's the other thing is, you know, you really want to be cost effective about what you're doing. Like, I don't want to put a $30 bag in the mail and not get it back, you know, so I needed to find something else that would work in place, and these were great. These bags are fantastic. So they empty, they look like this, and they have a slot for your business card, which is awesome. I didn't even know that they had that until I got them. And I got them off Amazon. I think they were $11.90 for 25 or 50, maybe 25 or 50. I think they're down to like $9.90 now. And they are, obviously they're not like super crazy high quality, but like I said, I'm new, you know, so I need to be a little more, cheap is not the word I want to use, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to be sensible about what I'm doing. So, and these were great because they fit the catalogs great. They fit sheets of paper folded up great. They fit flyers just fine, you know, and you can fit actually quite a bit in here. And what I also like, which is kind of like cheesy, is that like, if I'm putting stuff in here and like this thing pops off, because it has before, they're really easy just to pop on. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm not worrying about breaking zippers. I'm not worrying about like super fancy cloth bags. It costing me an arm and a leg because I did find some nice ones on Amazon, but it was $20 just for 6 bags. So if I send out 6 bags and I'm not getting them back, I mean, that's $20. So I'd rather spend $11.90 for like 25 or 50, and that's a way bigger reach. So these are great. I will find the link. And I will probably post it in the comments. So if you want to get yours, or you can, you know, see what they look like, or maybe find some similar. If you don't like these ones specifically, that's fine. But I will try and get all that to you probably tomorrow, because like I said, I'm really tired unless I don't post this video till tomorrow, and then I can do it all at once. But I definitely need to be in bed by 11 o'clock, otherwise I'll be a hurting unit. So anyway, so this is the bag. And they are super great. They hold your business card, which is even more awesome. And in the bag, I have fit a lot of stuff in this bag. A lot of stuff. So we are going to try and get this all out in as quick as fashion as possible here. Oops. Okay. And you know, and you'll see, like, this is stuff that's going to be perfected along the way. And like I said, so you see the thing, little thing popped off. Well, it just easily pops right back on. Maybe I should probably put it on the right way here. Okay, I'm really tired. But I promise they do pop off. They do pop back on, because I've had one pop off earlier today. There you go. See? And we're all good in the hood. All right. So anyway, and like I said, they don't need to be fancy to give them to people, you know, I mean, because they just want to see the stuff, you know, they just want to smell the stuff. I don't, like, if it was me personally, I wouldn't care. Like, I think this looks nice, you know, like, I wouldn't care if it was this big or if it was like a $30 bag, you know, I mean, obviously the nicer it looks, the more professional it looks, but for this being what it is, I think this thing looks pretty professional for being like at a beginner status here. So, okay, so what I have in here, I have one catalog because I need to fit a lot of stuff in here, and I have my catalog labeled. So label everything. I bought tons of labels, excuse me, off Vistaprint because I ran out of ink in my printer, and I have a ghetto Canon inkjet that isn't very cost effective when it comes to printing. So I bought labels like this off Vistaprint, and you can get them really cheap when there's like discounts and things. Like they just had the 45% off. That's when you want to buy them. So buy them and stock up on them. You definitely need them. You want everything labeled, everything. So I have a catalog, okay? Along with the catalog, I have the brochure of the Fill Your Life with Fragrance, which, you know, talks about the warmers, the fan diffusers, and you know, talks about like the Scentsy Club on the back. And it just has their promise and things like that. And I know it's a little bit repetitive of what's in here, but if you have one person looking at this and another person who just wants to read about stuff, like at least you have a little bit of both. If I had a product list guide, I probably would put that in there as well. I'd probably put that in, I maybe would put one catalog and then put that in place of there as well, because obviously the catalogs get kind of pricey depending on how many of these you send out. So the product list is perfectly fine. I just can't print, I can't print that many, and I have catalogs here that I want to get out to people before they're not like, I mean, they got a ways to go before they're not good, but like I just want to get them out, you know, so that's what I have in there. Along with that, I have order forms. So I printed these off myself. I downloaded them off the Scentsy workstation. I did not buy them. So I got new black ink and I did print them myself. I did make the mistake of not making them front and back because I didn't realize they were 2 pages until I printed them off. So I had to staple them together, so it's a lot thicker than I wanted it to be. And I only have 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 4 of them in there because it's so thick. So my suggestion to you is if you do have a printer and you can like print one side, if you have an inkjet like I do, I can print one side and then just put the paper back in the other way. I highly suggest doing that because this gets to be a little bulky when you get multiple pages. And I would like to have more than 4 order forms, but I'm working with what I'm working with. So, you know, it is what it is. On top of that, I also have the Scent of the Month flyer folded in half because it does not fit in there. It fits in there super ghetto the long way. And I thought this was just like a better, it just looked nicer like to fit it in there. And then it just sits in here like this instead of trying to like shove it in the bag and it being all like rippled and rippled and wrinkled. That was the word I was looking for. Then the last like pamphlet I have is the Start Here. I also printed these myself and got smart and did them front and back. Getting fancy. Because I have not bought these yet off the Scentsy Success Store, or out of, yeah, the Scentsy Success Store, because I haven't bought these yet. I wanted to put them in there because I made the mistake of making sample bags and not putting these in here initially. So because I've got new ink, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna print some front and back and I'll fold them, and they are perfectly fine. They have all the information you need. They're easy to read. You know, they have the compensation plan, of course, because this is what they look like, you know, and they are 2 pages. So I'm really glad that it worked out how it did, because I think it's important to have this in there in the event that somebody's interested in joining the team, you know. And I also have it labeled. So label everything. So everything here, except for the order form, is labeled. Everything has a label on it. Label everything, because you want people to be able to, if they don't fill out an order form, you want them to be able to know how to order from you as quick as possible. You want them to be able to know how to get to your email, know how to get to your website, you know how to call you if they have questions or whatever as quick as they can. So label everything. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at stuff that I have not labeled. So that's how you know, like, it's late and I'm tired. So again, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I was just too excited and I couldn't wait till tomorrow to share this with you. So the other things I have in here. So I bought these off of the Scentsy Success Store because I didn't get these in my $15 kit. And these were important for me to have because I love the laundry stuff. I love the laundry stuff. I love the washer whiffs. So I have the Shimmer Laundry Liquid, the Shimmer Scent Soft, and I made my own samples of Shimmer washer whiffs. I love these things. I love them. I love them. I love them. If you don't have them, friends, get them. Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. I just love them. And I even love the shimmer. It's so great. And I have them labeled in the back. So these little bags, I also got off of Amazon. They're pretty popular. They're ones I've seen used the most. And I like the really good sealing bags too as well. They're a little bit difficult to fill. I actually have to make myself a funnel out of parchment paper. It's been the best way to fill them so far because otherwise I spill them all over and then I got to flick the bag to get it out the seal. So, and I don't have stickers yet. I haven't bought Avery stickers. So this is just plain paper. So I print them off. I got the labels from the samples group that's on Facebook that you can be added to. So I just printed them on paper, I cut them out, and my cutting skills are not the best either, but you know what? They don't care what this looks like. Like, they want to smell it, they want to use it, they want to touch it, they don't care. You know, it has the information on there, and all I did was do the good old round tape and back and tape it on. That's what I did. My husband told me it looked a little ghetto at one when I first did them. I'm like, look, I'm working with what I'm working with, okay? Like, I haven't bought my Avery labels yet, you know, and I want the information on there because I think it's better than, I have neat handwriting, but not to where I want to write on all the bags, you know, like I also need to be working within like a certain time frame too, because like I said, I'm chasing a kid around all day and doing homework and stuff when she's napping. So I got to be able to like do things a lot faster. So it's easier for me to cut things out and tape them than it is for me to handwrite on every bag. So if you don't have labels, that's fine. That's totally fine. Just cut and stick. Get some good old Scotch tape, roll a little roll, put it on, and you're good to go, and make sure your label's on it. This is all that matters. This is all they care about. And you can even smell through the bag. It smells so good. So I have those in there. The other thing I have is Scentsy soak. I have fallen in love with Scentsy soak, and I don't even like to take a bath. Okay, that's how I don't like to take baths. They're so time consuming. I usually don't have time for them, and I've taken 2 of them so far. Once with this is the winter apple tea, the winterberry apple tea. Oh my god, I have 2 bags of this so far, and I'm about to buy like a 3rd and 4th bag because I really don't want it to go away once the winter season is over. It smells so good. So I have this, and I have the shimmer, but I just wanted to, because I have shimmer laundry, I just wanted to kind of like switch it up so they could smell something else. Excuse me. So like I said, I did the same thing. It's the same bag, same paper label, same taped on, labeled on the back. You can smell it through the bag even. It is good to go, just like this. And they can at least enjoy, excuse me, if my sister-in-law, you know, or whoever doesn't pass it on, that's fine. This is for them to use. This is for them to consume, for them to try, because, you know, they don't get, like, they're not by me, so they can't just come over and smell all my testers. They can't come over and smell my washer whiffs, you know, like they have to be able to get, I have to be able to get the stuff in their hands for them to try and for them to show people so other people can see what it looks like as well, especially if they haven't tried it yet either for themselves. And I know maybe there might be some directors out there or other consultants or think like this is a lot of samples. And you don't have to put these many samples in here, okay? Like, this is just what I am doing myself. That's it. And I just wanted to show you. So you can put more samples, you can put less samples. I just wanted to, you know, bring this to you, and everybody's business is different. So this isn't like, you know, ooh, Ashley, this new consultant's telling me I need to use all these samples and I need to use all this. And it's like, no, honey, I honestly, you can put as little or as many samples in there. The most important thing is that you just get some things in there for them to smell, and you get the information in there and in their hands. At least that's what I think. Now, of course, like I said, I'm new, so I have a lot to learn. But I just wanted to, I'm like so excited, and I want people to be excited too. I want my hostess to be excited about getting this gift. Like, oh, I didn't know, because I've had some people who are like, God, I didn't even know Scentsy carried all this stuff. So I just wanted them to see, you know, other things that we carry. If I had cleaning samples, I'd probably do one bag that had like samples of the laundry stuff, and then I'd do another bag that just had samples of like, you know, maybe the room spray or something like that. Like, I would just switch it up. But yeah, so Scentsy soak. Scentsy soak is so great. And it smells, this stuff smells so good, guys. Like, get on this. This stuff is life right here. I didn't even want to get out the bathtub when I was taking a bath with this stuff. So that's how you know it's good, because like I said, I don't really like taking baths at all. I don't like anything that's time consuming, which kind of defeats the purpose because I'm trying to run my own business here. So I don't even like to go pump gas. I wait until my gas has like my old car, I waited till it like would tell me I had 10 miles before I was running up. Before I'm like, all right, fine, I guess I'll go get, like, I've gotten it down to 4 miles before, like. So yeah, so you know Scentsy soak is good if Ashley's taking a bath. So outside of those things, I have just samples. These are samples that I made with bars that I got and that I bought. I currently have 1, 2, so I have 8 samples, okay? Again, you do not need this many samples. You don't. It's not it's not really necessary. I mean, if you don't have the ability to make these many samples, that's fine. Just make what you can, you know, make a couple, like make a few. You don't have to make this many. I just happen to have quite a few. I've bought in quite a few bars. I've spent quite a bit of money getting different scents because my husband has a warmer at his office at work. So now we need scents for both places. So I have been stacking my my rewards for my parties that I host myself, and I've just been like buying like the buy 5 get 1 free so I can get the scents and I can smell them and I can make samples, because sampling, intentional sampling, is the way to go. I mean, you can do so much with sampling, like so much. I sent samples to my aunt and she ended up buying like 4 bars, shimmer wash whiffs, and the shimmer body soap, and I didn't even send her a sample of the shimmer body soap. She just loved the smell so much. So sampling is like key. It really is. But you don't need a ton of samples for it to be successful. You know, I just wanted to give as much variety because, like I said, a lot of these YouTube videos I was watching, people were giving like tons and tons of like testers. And because I don't have that ability and I didn't want to do that because I'm not getting these bags back, I still wanted to give them a decent variety of stuff that's in there. So I have like a couple fall scents, like for the fall, because we're in the fall. I have like the maple apple bourbon, the butter pecan, the silver bells, and then I also put in here the brown sugar praline and the evergreen grapefruit, because these are 2 that are in that 3-pack, the holiday 3-pack, which I think it's called the Harvest. Maybe it's the Harvest 3-pack, I think is what it's called. But both of them, like this evergreen grapefruit, I didn't think I was going to like it until I smelled it. Like when I first smelled it, I didn't think it was that great. But once I started like warming it, oh my gosh, I love it. Same with the praline. So, you know, you have to buy the box to get the 2. So let's say you like these 2. Well, you have to buy the box to get, I think you have to buy the box to get the 2. I'm almost positive you do. So it kind of, you know, it's like, okay, well, here are some good fall scents for you. And it kind of like possibly can get them to buy, you know, the box, which gets them a 3rd bar. So that's why I did with that. And now these, if you see, like, so some of these are felt samples and some of these are like regular mold samples. I was told it was going to start to cool down in Hawaii in November, and it has not. So I sent out a couple sample packs with like shapes, and I was told that a couple of them melted, some of them held together, but a couple of them melted along the way. Even though they're going to places where it's cold, it's still really warm here. So I want to use up what I already have, and I wanted to make new stuff to go. So anything that's a felt sample is stuff that I made today. So I have my felt samples because when it's hot, you want the felt sample. Now granted, I have the little piece of paper in here, so if it does melt, it will melt till the piece of paper. I know this, and it was already pointed out to me once when I shared my samples on the sample group, like, oh, well, if they melt, it's gonna like melt onto the sheet. But it's like, you know what? Every person that has gotten a melted sample from me said that they didn't care that it was melted. They didn't care what the shape looked like, because all they wanted to do was smell it, and they still warmed it in their warmer. So with that being said, because I don't have stickers, I'm putting them in the bag because I just don't like how they look like stapled on here. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, to each their own, you know, like this is your business. You're going to run it how you want to. This is just what I'm doing. So it's totally up to you. These baggies, I also got everything I've gotten on Amazon. Obviously these I got off the Scentsy Success Store. These shapes I've gotten off everything I've gotten off Amazon, because we don't have Michael's here. We don't have Hobby Lobby. Our Walmart's not a super Walmart. So Amazon's my go-to. Prime is the best thing since sliced bread. So yeah, so these baggies I got off of Amazon as well. They were really cheap. It was like a pack of 300, and you got the big size, the medium size, and then a smaller size. It's like about this big. So yeah, so then I have a couple fall scents, the one from the Harvest collection, and then I got, you know, like, that's not one, regular scent. So I have Blue Grotto, Clothesline, and Sea Salt Avocado, which are 3 really popular scents. And yeah, it just gives them like a nice, to me, just like a nice variety, so they can at least smell a little bit of everything, from fall to clean to fresh to, you know, just what's popular. And I think I think Grotto is a fruity scent. I think that falls in the fruity category. Yeah, fresh tropical notes or citrus. Either way, it gives them like a nice variety. So when I pack this baby in here, so I pack it in here. So I put the catalog down, which because the bag is so confined, I wanted to put this up instead of like these pages getting stuck on the lip. I wanted to put this down. So I put the catalog in there first. And not that you need to know this because of course you guys are all adults and will figure out how to pack the bag yourself. But I put the catalog in there. I put these in the back of the catalog, which these are kind of a tight fit, but they fit. So I put those in the back. I put these in the front, which these are a little bit of a tight fit, but they fit perfectly straight, which is great because of course anything folded up makes it thicker to go in there. So I got those in there just like that. I put this bad boy in here like so. Oh, I just realized I'm missing scent of the month. So I'm glad I went through this because my other bag here has the Snow-Kissed Cranberry in it. So I know I'm missing one. So I'm gonna have to go find that one and put that in there too. So then for these samples here, what I do is, I'm sure these will get messed up in transit, but because I have like OCD, I wanted to put these in here like all nice and neat and hope they make it there. So I just kind of line them up. Instead of like just tossing them in there because I want them to at least leave my house knowing that they looked really nice. So I just kind of put these in here like this, kind of staggered. So if they stay like this, when they get it, they can kind of like look in the back and be like, ooh, there's lots of goodies in here. And now these bad boys, well, there's no rhyme or reason or how these go in here. So these I kind of just, you know, pack in the front a little bit. I try and at least make them all face out so they can see like, you know, that the labels are in there and stuff like that. And I zip this baby up. And this bad boy is good to go to its new home. So these, like I said, are not meant to give back. They're not meant to be sent back. These are for them to keep. I think if you were to ask me how much, somebody asked me once, like how much my sample bag cost. If you were to ask me like how much this cost, I don't know, maybe $5. I mean, maybe, and that might even be generous. I mean, I don't really know. I'd really have to get technical and that's not happening tonight, but I'd say at a most, maybe $5, but you know what? This bag is going to be great for anybody to get because they get a little bit of everything, at least everything that I want them to have right now. They get to touch it, they get to feel it, they get to see it, and they don't have to worry about putting this in a mailer, sending it back to me, or anything like that. You know, we have the order forms in here and stuff like that, so they can always, you know, we can always work out how to get those back to me, but everything has a label on it so they know how to get to my website. If they just want to do that, if they want to pass it along and not use anything, they can pass it to the next person, and I'm not sad about this not coming back to me. So that is my, I don't know what I want to call it. My go away grab bag, my not to come home grab bag, my leaving for college grab bag. You know, this is the grab bag that is leaving the nest and not coming back. So I'm really excited to share it with you. I hope this was beneficial. I'm sorry it took me 38 minutes to get through it. This is my very first video. I've done lots of lives, but this is my first video showing how I did something. And I was just super proud of it. And I really hope it helps somebody else. Cause like I said, anybody else in my position, if you wanted to do the same thing where you didn't want to worry about having to let's say you only have enough money to pay for postage to get it there. You know, it's I didn't want to have to worry about how I'm going to pay for postage to get it back. You know, because I am just starting out. So I hope it helps somebody. The only other thing I'll add in here, obviously, I'll actually put another business card, and I am going to put a scent circle in here because that is obviously for my host or hostess saying hey, this is for you, you know, thank you for, you know, taking this bag party from me and sharing it with your friends and family, and, you know, just that you appreciate it, because little things count. The little gestures and the little appreciation are what matters. So with that being said, it's 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna go to sleep. And yeah, I hope you guys just got some good information from it. At least you know what's in here, because I have seen some people are like, oh, here's my bag party, and this is kind of like a little bit what I put in here. So I hope you got maybe some inspiration and want to put one together for yourself. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am more than happy to help you and more than happy to answer any questions. Like I said, I will try and post. I'll probably post this tomorrow because it is so late already, and I will make sure I add in the links for, if it's allowed, of course, I'll add in the links for everything that I can add in links for. So with that being said, I'm going to bed, guys. I hope you all have a good night. You guys are all 4, 5, 6 hours ahead of me probably, if you're watching this. So I hope you all have a great morning and a great afternoon, and thanks for watching.